Hey, it's Dave Cribbs, and bear with us. We had a little technical, sorry about that. We had a technical issue just as we were going live. We had a vital piece of equipment that runs our software that allows us to come live and add commercials and things like that. So we're not going to have a commercial today, but as promised, what we will have is America's fastest private growing home builder in the country. It's Wade Journey Homes. We're going to be talking to Sean Dunlap. He is the representative here in Central Florida, and he will be with us in studio here in just a moment. And we're going to talk about the unique selling propositions that Wade Journey has. Look, this is a builder that if you're not familiar with, you owe it to yourself as a realtor and also to your clients, because we're going to talk about some of the unique selling propositions that this builder has. Not only the unique selling propositions, but the things that it can really do for us and our clients, right? That's first and foremost. So before we bring Sean on, I'm going to make some adjustments here since we're not, since we don't have our software up and running. You're going to have a little bit different look, so we apologize for that. But the show goes on, right? Not only does the show go on, but we're going to have an amazing show with the builder here in just a few minutes. So I wanted to open up also by talking about the fact that if you follow the news, what you've heard is that, you know, we all know that we're in the heyday. We've talked about that before. We've talked about the fact that right now, new construction in particular is booming. And in certain areas of the country, it's been up and up, right? And of course, we have the hurricanes, I think, that are contributing to some lack of, especially in these hot areas. And I know this to be the case in Florida, but the hurricanes have affected the labor force. So getting the proper trades in to build the homes has now placed an additional burden on new home builders. So this is something that they're dealing with, as well as the fact of rising cost of the actual materials that go into the homes. And we're going to talk about, because I mentioned the fact that we're going to be talking to America's fastest growing new home builder, privately owned, but we're also going to talk about the fact that they're not really the cheapest built home. And we'll talk about what that means and what that looks like here when we get Sean on the show. But if you were paying attention to the numbers, yesterday they announced that average new home prices are at an all-time high as of August. And when we got that report out, the stock market paid attention to it, and new home builder stocks went through the roof, or went up. I won't say they went through the roof, but they had a great day on the stock exchange because of this news on new home construction. So we're gonna pause for just a quick moment. I'm gonna ask Sean to come in the studio because we were going to do this during commercial, but I'll go ahead and get Sean in there. Robbie, my producer, he's gonna walk out and grab Sean out of the green room, and Sean will be coming on. So yeah, come on in. Hey, Sean.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, good. Come on in. Let's see if I can adjust this camera where we can actually kind of share the stage here.
Perfect.
Robbie, can you maybe check the light, because I'm getting, I know you probably can't see, but I'm getting a lot of light from the thing there.
So, I can kind of move there.
So, Sean, first of all, I appreciate you coming on the show.
Thanks
Congratulations.
for having us. Appreciate it.
Congratulations for your new position here in the Central Florida area.
Thank you.
And let's begin by talking a little bit about, who Wade Journey is.
So, Wager, as you mentioned, we're the fastest growing private builder in the country. We were named that in 2010, 2015, and 2016. It looks like it'll be 2017 again.
Nice.
So the company started in North Carolina and then has expanded into South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. We've been in Southwest Florida, which is Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Northport, for about 3 years, and now our main target is Central Florida.
Nice. And, I know that, I kind of have the lowdown on some of your stuff.
Right.
So you guys have some really unique selling propositions, and I can imagine that this is really why you guys are ultimately the fastest growing. I mean, aside from the obvious that whoever's running the company, whoever owns the company, is doing some things administratively that are good. But let's talk about a couple of the unique selling propositions that you have.
So one is our slogan. So our slogan is more home, less money guarantee. And what we say is, if you were to find another new home builder that has a lower price at the same square footage with the same amenities, we will match that price. So we do that because we know no other home builder can beat our price. We know when you're looking to buy a home, you have three options. You have used homes, new homes, and then you have us. So we kind of bridge that gap. A used home, you don't know what you're going to get. There a leak in the wall that you didn't know about. And new homes are nice, but they're so expensive. So, with us, we give you a new home at used home pricing, so you get a quality home at the start, but that you can actually afford. So, we keep that dream of owning your own home alive. So, and we also make the process very simple, very streamlined. So, if you go to buy a new home, you're going to end up being walked through what they call it a design center, but what it's really is a profit center, where they're going to try and sell you all these different things that are marked up by the builder, a crazy percentage.
The other builders are tuning in right now going,
right.
Oh, well, slow down there.
Right.
Fella. But that's a great point. So you've eliminated that cost in order to bring costs down. Right.
So the price that we list is the actual price you're going to pay. We're not going to try and upsell you on anything else. So you know what the price is that you're buying your home at.
Yeah, and you guys have some other strategies when it comes to that, and we're going to get into in just a moment a couple of examples here in the local area of price points that you're selling at, because my gosh, it is the biggest bang for the buck in a brand new home as far as the dollar. But I think that I would stress, because I know you feel this way. Obviously, you're selling the product. It's not the cheapest home built.
Absolutely not. We're not low price because we have a cheap product. These are still quality products. How we offer a low price is efficiencies in our floor plan. We're using every space possible. We do our due diligence in our lot purchases. Our homes that we're selling in Sand Ridge right now have no CDD debt. So we're not having to add all these costs in there as well. Our floor plans are the interiors of our homes are the same across the board. So you're going to have the same counters, the same cabinets, the same flooring. Because of that, we can buy all these materials in bulk and save, all this money by purchasing these bulk materials, and then pass that savings back on to the home buyer.
Yeah, I think that's a key point, because we're not talking about putting in necessarily the cheapest type of cabinet. What we're talking about is you're able to buy all of these cabinets all at the same time, all from, in other words, making larger purchases, which we all know, is going to help you dollar for dollar. So that's a great point. Now, one of the other things that I think is probably huge for realtors and clients, because this is a big deal, because typically when you go and you buy a brand new home, they have in order to get the process going and contract on the home, the customer or the client has to put down an initial earnest money deposit or a good faith deposit, because hey, it's fair, we're asking you to build our home, right? So but it works a little bit differently with Wade Journey. The typical builder, I would say, probably most builders kind of, it's a little bit negotiable, but most, I would say, are in that $2,000 to $5,000, initial earnest money deposit. Well, there are many people that aren't even putting that down on their mortgage. Like if you're a VA, oftentimes it's 100% financing, right? So I think sometimes builders may possibly lose, and that's a whole nother kind of show and training in itself as far as negotiating that initial earnest money deposit. But the bottom line is, if a client either feels like or have been told that they are going to have to put a substantial earnest money deposit down, they may not pursue moving forward with that home. But this is where you guys have a huge advantage. Talk about that.
So we have two different things. So, the hard thing about not buying a new home is most people worry that you have to have all this money saved up because there's still going to be all of this out-of-pocket expenses. And typically that's true. With us, if you use an approved lender, it's only a $95 earnest money deposit to go to contract. So, that's saving you a loan.
$95.
Yeah, $95, and, that's your good faith deposit, and you're good to go. So, that's, at least $2,400 in savings right there.
Right.
On top of that, you're going to run into, when you buy a new home, closing cost. Another out-of-pocket expense that has to be paid before you can, get the keys to your home.
Sure.
We allow buyers to roll that closing cost into the price of the home as well. So all this to save that money out of pocket and to keep that dream of owning your own home alive.
Yeah, and I have a couple things to ask you about when it comes to that. But let's talk real quick about price per square foot on a finished home, because the homes that you have, and by the way, let's back up a moment, because you're in the Central Florida area. You have a bigger footprint in not only Florida but other states. But right now, the new territory kind of that you're over here is in Central Florida.
Correct.
You have a community in, is it Spring Hill?
Spring Hill, yep,
Spring Hill,
Spring Hill.
Called Sand Ridge, and this community began just recently. You have 22 homes that are going to be in there?
Yes, we're building 22 total, yes.
Okay, 22 total. And you have how many sold already?
We have 11, so we sold half.
So you're half sold out. Half sold out of the community, and the first home is not finished yet, right?
Correct.
So you're still in the very early stages, and you've already sold out half the community.
Correct.
Okay, let's talk about the price point of those homes finished, right? They're like out the door, right? Because everything has already been selected as far as finishings, things like that. So let's talk about just a couple of examples.
Correct. So in the homes that we have left available, your price point is looking anywhere from $159,990 to $189,990. So right now we have a home that is going to be ready to close at the end of November, and that's a 2005 square foot plan for $159,990.
Okay, 2005 or 2,500?
No, 2005.
2005
for
for $159,990.
$990. Yep.
$159,990 buys you a 2,000 square foot home in an amazing neighborhood in the Tampa Bay area, Spring Hill. That's realtors that are in this area know what that means, and you can secure that home with $95
with our approved lender,
$95.
A $95 deposit.
Right, and that really is the only catch, if there is a catch, is just, and that's reasonable to expect, right? Because
Correct.
you just want to know that they obviously can.
Right. Well, these are people that we have
through.
vetted, that we know, they know our process. They have access to our systems. We know we can rely on them to make sure the process runs smoothly and that they're doing their job as well. The other benefit to using an approved lender is each one of them have committed to offering money towards closing costs as well. So even more savings there.
Okay. So we're talking about a price point that's lower than any on a new home. You're getting
Definitely.
a quality product because of the way they're able to purchase items, in their build, and then going into that home with as little as $95 out of pocket, right?
Right.
And then being able to roll in closing costs.
Right.
I mean, this sounds like a win-win, especially for it actually, because I always look at things from the realtor perspective as well.
Of course.
Obviously, because I'm a realtor. But it seems like as a realtor, like, this is going to give me a great opportunity. Like, I just,
Absolutely.
because I can share this now with a client. Go, oh, wait a second. I can even call them with great news. Look, if you're just learning about this today, make sure that you're going to the website, the Wade Journey website. That's just, I've got it here, but I don't know how well they can see it with the cell phone here. But Wade Journey, tell us the site name.
It's www.wadejourneyhomes.com.
Okay, simple. WadeJourneyHomes.com. And
Correct.
Journey, by the way, and we'll make sure that we add this later to the broadcast under the comments, since we couldn't do it with our live software today. Wade is WADE, Journey, JURNEY.
Correct.
Homes.com. And now, as far as working with realtors, talk about that for a moment, because you said something that was music to my ears, and I've kind of taken on this mission of coming from the builder world and now in the real estate side, or general open real estate. There's this builder relationship with realtors. We talked about it last week. We had a show on that, and it's really my passion to kind of having us all singing Kumbaya in the
Right,
showrooms,
of course.
right? So talk about that for a moment.
Yeah, that's our goal too. I've heard the horror stories of realtors dealing with other builders and issues they can run into. We're very realtor friendly. As far as we're concerned, realtors are the main driving force in us selling our homes. So we're happy to, have realtors, pay them their commission. It's a 3% commission across the board. Doesn't matter the price of the home. And then we also allow our realtors to register their clients with us, just in case they, contact us without, they're doing their own work, their own research, and they start contacting us without their realtor. Well, they're already linked and registered to that realtor, so if anything moves forward, that realtor is still going to get the commission on their home.
Yeah, and this is a big deal, because this is, in talking with realtors and builders, this is the realtor's number one concern, is that somehow they're going to get cut out of the deal after they've,
Right.
encouraged someone to look at your homes. So tell us about that registration process, specifically kind of how that works.
It's very simple. So what you're going to want to do is you'll provide us with your information, your cell phone, email, and then your broker's information. Once we have you in the system, you can register as many clients as you want. To register your client...
Okay, go ahead.
Yep.
Sorry.
All you have to do, you can text it, email, call me. I just need a first and last name and either a phone number and email address.
Okay. So let's give your contact information right now. 813... No, it's not 813.
Well, right now we can just use my cell phone number.
Cell phone, yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead.
The cell phone is going to be 352-251-8255. 8064.
Okay, so if you're a realtor, you're in the Tampa Bay area, especially anywhere near Spring Hill. But don't forget, that's not the only community. I mean, they're half sold out. They're moving quickly. They're involved in all kinds of projects. So make sure that you're reaching out to Sean to, number one, get your name in the pot, right?
Definitely.
Once you have their contact information, you're going to log them into, I guess, your type of CRM or whatnot.
Correct.
Okay, and then are they going to automatically receive updates from Wade Journey?
Yeah, we do our e-blast. So, we're getting ready to, we just purchased a bunch of lots in Wikiwashi that we're getting ready to sell.
Okay.
So as soon as we do an e-blast, since they're in our system, it will send them a notification saying, hey, we now have, whether it be 4 more homes or 9 more homes, we have these homes available, come check them out.
Yeah, and you're not just, I know that you're in Florida, but talk about the other major cities, states that we're in, because the broadcast is going to all of these areas.
So like I said, we started in North Carolina, so we're all through North Carolina, South Carolina. We just started in Georgia, and then we're all over Florida as well.
Awesome.
So, and Florida right now, our main focus is Sand Ridge is our first community in Central Florida. And then we're working on Wikiwashi, which we just purchased lots, and then Poinciana, which is just outside of Orlando. So,
okay, terrific.
And Poinciana, we started with 20 lots out there. I have 2 left, and we haven't even started construction yet.
Yeah, that's amazing. So before we go into, because we also want to share with you that there's going to be an event next week that you and I will both be at.
Yep.
We'll be at the Spring Hill office of Florida Luxury Realty. And by the way, if you're with Florida Luxury Realty, obviously you're going to know about it, and we're happy to and looking forward to seeing you there. But if you're not with Florida Luxury Realty, the good news is there's still a seat for you. There's no charge. Sean is going to be talking about just what we talked about, but in further detail.
I'll show our floor plans and a couple other things as well.
Yeah, and really expose us to the opportunity that we have with the new home builder, and especially, obviously, Wade Journey specifically, and we'll be talking about that. And then following that, I'll be doing a training class on the things that realtors really need to know on the new home builder side in order to really maximize the opportunity with all new home builders and take advantage of the new home market. I'm really excited about that.
Awesome. Yes, we are too. I mean, like I said, our goal is to make that dream of owning your own home, possible. So
Right. I love it. So, hey, we apologize. We had a couple of commercials to run. We had the new segment, the Mortgage Minute, which we'll be back with next week. We had one piece of equipment that kind of altered our software and made our camera freeze up that we normally use. So the show must go on. We wanted to bring this to you live, which we're doing now. We appreciate you tuning in. Make sure that you're liking and sharing the show. I was even going to read a list. There was just a long list of realtors, new realtors that liked the page this week. By the way, make sure you like the page and share the page, which is Under Contract Live. And especially, we're looking at areas around the country where the show is having the most impact. So there are going to be future opportunities. So make sure that you're liking that so that we continue to see you in your parts of the country. But we're broadcasting right here out of Tampa Bay. And I can't, you know what? I know that it's just going to continue to grow. You've got only 11 left in the, and by the way, we talked about the price point of the 2,000 square foot home. Let's jump to the biggest home and just give us an idea.
So our 2,501 square, or 2,501 square foot home is either 179,990 or 180,990. So 2,500 square feet for 180.
Right. And that's amazing. That's a lot of bang for the buck in the Tampa Bay area. And
$95, Dave.
Right.
At 95.
I'll take it. Let's go to contract.
Yeah. Hey, I got like $500. I could buy 5 homes today. No, super cool. But
we do get a lot of investors. We do. So,
yeah. That's a great thing. And you know what? If you're watching and you're an investor and you're learning this for the first time, you already know that this is an opportunity price per square foot. And if you happen to be a consumer that's tuning into the show, even though this is a show for realtors, obviously, but if you're a consumer and you're watching, make sure that you check out Wade Journey.
Absolutely.
You would be buying essentially what an investor is buying. So I'm thinking that's probably a pretty good buy.
You're buying a brand new home that you already have equity in.
Right. It's pretty crazy, especially with what we just learned with the new home report that just came out, that new home prices as of August were at an all-time high. It's crazy. So let's. I want to ask you one more thing before we leave the show today, and that is, I talk a lot about the opportunity with builders and the fact that realtors can partner with builders and do different things. Let's talk about, just real quickly, let's say that one of your homes makes it all the way to the end without being pre-sold.
Right.
And it becomes what we call an inventory home, obviously. Would there be an opportunity for realtors and maybe your other communities as well to come in and host an open house with your inventory?
Absolutely. We completely are all for it. If a realtor wants to set up an appointment with us to hold an open house in one of our inventory homes, we're more than happy to set that up.
Okay, and what about advertising your homes, like listing your homes? Like if I wanted to say, okay, look, I know this home is underway, I know all the details of it, I know when it's going to approximately be finished, and can I start marketing that home saying that, hey, Wade Journey, as low as $95 earnest money deposit with approved lender, and I use the correct verbiage. Do I need to? Is that a possibility for realtors?
I believe there's some room to go there if you want to say, hey, I know these great homes. If you're interested, contact me. We can't ever have someone appear as a listing agent per se.
Okay, understandable.
But we're more than happy to, if you want to do the open house, or you're trying to you have a few customers that you want to drive and advertise to it. We're happy to work with you on that.
Awesome. Well, hey, Sean, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I can't wait to do that training and meet with realtors next week. That's going to be a week from today. It's at 10 or 10:30?
10 a.m. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, 10 a.m. It's going to be in the Spring Hill area. I'm going to put the address in the comments here, but it's the Florida Luxury Realty office in Spring Hill, and we'll see you there even more live than we are today. Right? We'll be in 3D live, so we'll see you there on Wednesday. Hey, thanks for watching Under Contract Live. We apologize for the technical failure earlier, but we made it happen on the show. And Sean, I thank you so much for being on.
Thank you for having me.
And a little tradition that we do here. I'll let you grab those.
Okay.
And do this. Yeah, back up the phone. So hey, you've been watching Under Contract Live. We'll see you next week live in the studio. #boom.